And we are now pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Orange. As promised, we've got Fran Brown every Thursday throughout the college football season, except for when they play during the week. And we are pleased to be joined by him now. Coach, thanks for coming on. I guess let's start with, I know last week's loss was put to bed. It is our first chance to talk to you since then. So we have a couple of questions about last week's game, and then we'll look forward. I guess first and foremost, how's the team handling the setback, and how are they moving on from that loss?
Pretty good. We straight. We practicing hard again. We competing our butts off. So it was tough Monday, but after that we've been good. We've been perfect.
How's the head coach handling the loss? First time you've had to taste defeat as a head coach. How are you doing with it?
I'm mad as heck. I feel like I let the community down. I let all the fans and stuff down of that nature. But we're gonna have fun. We've been practicing. I've been even when you just think about certain things, but outside of that, I'm locked in. I'm ready to go, ready to compete, ready to go out and compete Saturday morning.
When you look back on the game against Stanford, now that you've had time to digest it and let the dust settle a little bit, what do you take from it as a coaching staff in terms of the positives and things you need to work on?
Just being able to start fast, just being able to do that. That's the one thing I took that we didn't do well. We didn't start fast. And then I took that our team responded to adversity. I thought they did a really good job after we had a pick six, and then they just kind of tightened up and locked in from a defensive perspective. Outside of the 4th and 9 that I messed up on, we only gave up one touchdown the entire day. So, it's different things. So it's like, all right, we got something to build on. Let's make sure we build and not take away. So that's what I took from it.
I did want to ask you about the offensive line. Kyle McCord was sacked 4 times in the first half. Not sacked at all after halftime. Was it a case of the O-line played better? Was it a case of adjustments you guys made, maybe in terms of play calling? I guess I wanted you to assess the play of the O-line and get your thoughts on the first half versus the second half, and if what happened in the first half is an easy fix or not.
Yeah, I thought it was an easy fix. Guys just weren't paying attention because they go through those counts and protection calls all the time. It was a case of going to the locker room and he probably snapping about like, this is all that's happening and we're letting this BS get over on us. Like, this doesn't make sense. You guys done this a thousand times and them realizing that. And just them understanding and knowing who they are, like just understanding who you are and what you're about. And, you gotta come out and be ready to go at all times. There's no waiting, you just gotta be on go. I felt we weren't on go mode the entire time, and that's up to me as a head coach to get them to be ready to go at any moment. Whenever it's time to go and the whistle goes and the lights are on, let's go compete.
Is the O-line, the run struggled there a little bit in that last game too? Is that an O-line issue or was that a running back issue, and how do you fix that?
No, just a little mixture of everything, but it's mainly head coach better make sure that we're able to run the football, so it's things that I got to step away from and to make sure that I allow them to just do what they want to do on offense, and Coach Nixon being able to just establish both his run game and his passing game. I think it was just a bad day, to be honest with you, just wasn't the day. Sometimes it's just not your day, but we can't allow it. We're not the team to not have it not be your day. It has to be our day whenever we have an opponent to play against us.
All right, so let's look ahead now to that next opponent, and it's Holy Cross, a very good FCS team. They went to the playoffs 4 years in a row from 2019 to 2022. We know that they've got a good program, but it is still an FCS. It's it's a game that you're obviously expected to win. You're 4 touchdown favorites. What do you hope to get out of this week and get out of this game as you look forward after that to the rest of your schedule?
I just don't always go out I know we're expected to win because we are who we are. So whoever we play, we want to say that. But that whole FCF team and things of that nature, I believe Jerry Rice played at FCF school, Terrell Owens, there's different guys that played at those levels. So, I never disrespect anyone's talent or who they are, because as soon as you go out and you line up against them, all that's out the window. It's just about being able to go out and compete. I think they have a really good quarterback. They have a great running back, at 31, who's a good, tough running back. Wide receivers, Justin Shorter, Byron's a good football player. They got Charlie, number 8, 13, Max Mosey. And then you look at the tight end, number 86, Jacob, who's a really good football player. So they got a lot of those guys. And then when they say defensively, when you go to the defensive side of the ball, I thought that number 21, Curtis, was really good. I think he's a good little football player. I like 18, Christian. I mean, they just got a lot of guys. You know, that corner, number 1, Cam Jones, is a good player. So those dudes got a lot of good football players, but we expect to go out and be the best versions of ourselves. You know, I want all 11 players on the same page every play. And us being able to go out and lock in and do that consistently. If we're able to go and do that, then we're being the best versions of who we are, being able to have the offense click the way it's supposed to, defense and special teams, then we're really not worrying about who we play. It's just about us, focused on us and becoming the best versions of us, working together as a football team. You know, like I said a little bit earlier, I thought towards the end of that third quarter, all the way through, we played really good complementary football. The offense and the defense and the special teams, it all went together. I want to see that for 4 quarters, no matter who's playing, no matter who's doing what.
Fran Brown joining us here on Orange Nation for another couple of minutes. And Coach, I feel like we have to ask you about what's going on in the news right now. The UNLV starting quarterback, Matthew Sluka, announcing that he's going to sit out the rest of the year. I don't necessarily want you to get into that situation at all. I know it's probably an awkward position to put you in since you play him next week. But I just wanted to get your thoughts just in general about the red shirt rule, about playing 4 games and preserving that year of eligibility, about NIL regulations, about guys opting out in the middle of the season. We saw a USC player opt out last night as well. Do you have any thoughts in terms of what can be done to make NIL what it's supposed to be about and make that red shirt rule what it's supposed to be about in the minimum of 4 games? Anything that you would like to see changed, I guess, to avoid some of this drama in the middle of the season?
I feel like the NCAA is doing everything they can right now. They gave you 4 games to be able to play just in case, because like a long time ago, it was only one blowing game, and you played 1 and then you couldn't redshirt. So I think they've done a good job with giving 4 games. And, you know, when it comes to the NIL and things of that nature, you know, that's just, I think kids got to do what's best for them and their families. You know, I can't sit there and say that. I know I got good relationships with all the players on our football team. I communicate with them. I'm talking to them. I'm going through things with them. But at the end of the day, if one of the players come in my office and tell me that they have something that they want to do and that they're feeling that they need to do for them and for their families, then, you know, I want what's best for them. You know, I want to make sure that we do what's best for them and for their futures, not just for me at the moment. I can't speak on any other players at other schools because I don't think any of those guys are in portals, nor do I know anything about them. But I just think that all guys got to do whatever you feel is going to be best for you and your family. You guys lock in on it, and that's what you and your family feel. That's who got you where you are right now, working with your family. So just do what's needed, you know.
What about the date of the transfer portal? Would you move that to prior to the season? Because it's kind of weird for the average fan to see a kid quit in the middle of a season.
And they just got to do what they feel. You know, guys get traded in the middle of seasons, right?
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, in different places, like guys get traded, guys do different things. You can get cut in the middle of a season on the next level. So I just feel that it's just giving us opportunity to get the kids ready and prepared to be professional athletes and professionals, period. You know, there's rules. And if there's rules in play, as long as they're not breaking the rules, then they got to. I don't really have nothing to say about that, you know, because no matter which way I would go, if I go say other things, then I would be wrong. And then people will be like, oh, is he to say this about them? And if I go the other way, so like whatever the rules are, just follow the rules. Lock in with your family, man, and whatever they feel is going to be best, and that's what you and your family should do. Coaches, just get close to your players, you know, make sure they're comfortable with them, and you know, you tell them the truth. I don't know, guys. Like, I don't got that issue, so I ain't, when the issue comes this way, then they go at it. Like, I don't have the issue. I'm praying we don't get that issue, so, you know, it's anytime you got guys on the football team that won't be on the football team, man, that's tough. Like, it isn't about NIL. It's just about, like, the brotherhood that we've formed, you know, and then now one of the brothers is saying they don't want to be there. That affects other guys on the football team, you know, so, like, that's what bothers me. It's not about why they do it or what they're doing. It's that I don't want to affect, just because of one guy, it affects now 11 of them because that's their brother. They do more with him than they do with you as a coach. So I want to make sure that all of the guys are straight when one of their teammates decide I don't want to play no more. It's like, dang, okay, make sure he's okay while he don't want to play. But then you also got to make sure all the guys that he hung with, his position group, all those guys, like, it's a lot that goes into play. And we're dealing with kids that are 18 to 22 years old. And at the end of the day, when someone does something sometimes it starts a trend, and there was other people thinking that, and now they feel comfortable enough to do it now. He did it, I'm going to just do it. I think it's the right time to do it. So, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's a lot to deal with. I wish the best for every coach out there. And I'm going to just pray for all the kids and the coaches that everybody just could be as focused as possible and everybody on the same page. And let's just give everybody an opportunity to do what they feel is best for them and their family. Coaches, players, everybody alike,
You talked about the brotherhood and the family aspect of it, Coach, and I couldn't help but think while you were talking, it seems like from the outside looking in, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like from the outside looking in that this is a very tight team, chemistry-wise, that you have kind of put together. Would you say that, and how are you able to do that with about 50 new players or whatever it is on this roster? How did you bring everybody so close so quickly?
It's not as bigger than the S. And if you want to be here, you got to understand and know that this is about Syracuse, first and foremost. There's no player bigger than the S. There's statues of 3 guys up there. You got Jim Brown, you got Ernie Davis, Floyd Little. And just go back and thinking about Donovan McNabb, Marvin Harrison, Dwight Freeney, all those guys that play here that are great players, like Larry Zonka. Like, all those dudes play here and they put the S first. So who are we not to put the S first? Then there's 3 things: committed, care, and trust. They all action. Are you committed? You ain't got to tell me. I'm going to see how you act. Do you care? You don't have to say you do. I see how you act, what your actions say. And can I trust you? I trust what you do. So those are all actions. And then we got our core values for this football team in our program, which is DART: being detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough. So, like, we don't got a bunch of team rules and different things of that nature. Is the decision you're going to make, does it reflect DART? Does it show you committed? Does it show you care? And can we trust you? And if it doesn't, don't make that decision, because you're not bigger than the S. In the moment you think you are, or any coach think they are, we're going to get rid of them, because there was Syracuse football before us, and there will be Syracuse football after us. So while we get to be a part of it, how about we make it really, really good, so it's better than we leave it better than we found it,
Yeah, well said, Coach. Paul, you got one more?
No, that was it. No,
okay.
After hearing him talk, though, I understand why nobody's leaving.
Yeah, right.
I would run through a wall for this guy. So.
I feel the same way. Coach, I got 2 quick ones. You've been gracious with your time, but before you go, health of the team. How are you guys doing health-wise heading into this game?
Oh, we good. We got the tank back. So Deion Tank Wilson is back, which we needed. And just everything else is going wise. Everything's going the way it's supposed to be going.
And then lastly, the attendance. We're hearing that this is a sellout family weekend, parents weekend, whatever you want to call it. Should be a packed house. Just your thoughts on the atmosphere against Stanford, and, the thoughts of how this community has been showing up so far.
The community has been amazing, guys. That's one of the reasons why I was so because you couldn't ask for more than what the fans and the community and how they've been supportive of us and this program and just all the athletics, period. They've done an amazing job, and they just deserve more, and I want to make sure that we're able to go out and compete the way that they deserve to see us compete. They've done a great job. I'm so thankful to be here. I'm so thankful for the fans, the alums, just everybody. It's a real blessing to be here, guys. We got to keep working.
All right, chance to move to 3-1 this weekend. Noon kick inside the Dome against Holy Cross. Coach, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck. We look forward to chatting again next week.
I appreciate you. Y'all be safe.
All right, you as well. Fran Brown joining us here on the show.